Hello everyone, welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Last time was a crazy start, and then this case started and it got weird. There's currently 3 cases in this one case that we have to do. There's three cases. And hello, Captain Chips. Yes, you're first. How you doing today? Captain Chips, I have a question to ask you, by the way. Remember yesterday when we were at DQ and the guy never flipped my Blizzard upside down? Is that Blizzard free? Or is that just a rumor? Cause if my Blizzard's free, they owe me a free Blizzard. I think I'm gonna call someone. That's a rumor. Well, I don't think so. I'm gonna call their corporate tomorrow, and yeah, I'm going to go scorch earth on their butts. Cause that's awful service. I mean, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, last time was crazy. Let's hear your update. Here, you type, and I'll talk to Mr. Eldoon here. So, your stand, Eldoon's Noodles, was it? Aye, passed down from father to son. That stand seemed its share of salt, Salt runs in the family, you might say. I bet high blood pressure does too. So, your stand, Eldoon's Noodles, was stolen. Oh, it wasn't just the stand that was stolen, sonny boy. Plus, those wobbly wheels, my salt-crusted stew pot, my stained sign. I didn't just lose a stand, I lost a legend! You found something you didn't expect to find already in brief, Rockin' Sock'em Robits. Yep. That's, So you fought, the boss then, huh? Wait, which boss did you fight, actually? You know what? Yeah. You fought the Robit boss. On top of a Robit. Well, was it the good? Let's find that legend, Apollo. Isn't it about time he bought a new one anyway? You have the 5th sage before you got the 4th. Nice. I didn't even know you can get the 4th before you got the 5th, actually. I thought you needed, but I guess you could go to the place. You know what I mean? Boss was cool, straight up. So, you did the dungeon. Well done. Are there any more details you could give me on the stand? You bet, sonny boy. Happened last night. I was blowing my whistle like always, crying the town I was. The smell of broth filled the streets, thick and salty. I got home, well, right before 10 p.m. I reckon. Guess you're not aiming for that late night market. I washed my bowls and gave my wheels a squirt of grease and I went inside. When did you notice it had been stolen? Puzzles to get the golem. Parts freaking suck though. Oh yeah, definitely. They were, I was stuck on one part for actually quite a long time. I had to cheese a lot of things. So I'll admit that part was kinda sucky, but when I got the Robit, I was happy. All was good. Hey Mafia babe! Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Noodle Haired Guy. Did you see the ending of the first case, Mafia babe? And the true murderer? That many people eat noodles for breakfast? I'm washed up on the salty shores of Ruination. That stand had my whole life in it, nay, my whole being. It was crazy. I know, Christoph Gavin, he was the one. Can you believe it? They took everything? All my soup stock, my noodles, my bowls, and my dreams. Did you see this case, by the way, Mafia babe? Look, at least they left one bowl. Look there, on the ground. If you don't find that stand today, then I'll be forced to walk the streets peddling that bowl. My last bowl. A little. Gotta get Herbos Assist, then pile drive the Dragon's Tears. Not to mention, Koga, Master Koga. Don't forget about him, either. Plus, after you beat the, 4th dungeon, well, you'll see. Please, I'm under enough pressure here as it is. That's it. That's where the thief who snatched my panties ran to. Yeah, by the way, this is happening right now. Panty thief. Koga shortly, actually. Ooh, good luck finding him. He's not in an easily accessible area. It's a crying shame, that is. They had to steal, make it my loincloth, not some pretty girl's panties. The garage, right? You don't think the thief lives here, do you? I wouldn't put it past that good-for-nothing doctor. Do I detect a little animosity here? Let's make sure to check out that garage door thoroughly. Alright, here's the bowl. You found your way to get to the Gerudo mine, so that's the first part of getting him. There you go. Is this yours, Mr. Eldoon? Hey, there's the heart and soul of Eldoon's noodles. The bowl absorbs my salty soup. Pretty soon it's gonna taste just like noodles. Wow, it does smell like noodles. All my other bowls got taken away with my stand. Get it back for me, sonny boy. I'm begging ya. So what did you do today, Mafia babe? Anything cool? Look at this doggy. Look, a doggy. Good boy, Salty. I'm sure the dog has a real name, Trucy. Yep, sure does. Name's Spoon, and it's a she, by the way. Spoon doesn't seem so lively. She didn't get her bowl of salty broth this morning, that's why. Poor little thing. Sniff. Apollo, let's find that stand soon, for Spoon's sake. I'm pretty sure dogs aren't supposed to eat noodles. Welp. I guess we can move... Ah, the garage. You watched a new show? Well, what show did you start watching? Is that a cat up there? This is the place. This is where that panty snatcher ran. Are you sure? Maybe. Let's look for clues. Clues to a panty snatching. Clues like a pair of panties. Trucy, could you try not saying panty so many times? Panties, pantiolas. Hello, Mr. Cat. Hey, a kitty cat. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. It's not coming down. You do look kind of suspicious, you have to admit. It's okay, kitty. It's okay, kitty cat. His hair won't hurt you. It's okay, kitty cat. She won't make you disappear in her hat. Here's a phone. This is pretty suspicious. Hunted down no fewer than 9 separate Hinox and 7 freaking Lionels. There you go. If you can't beat Ganondorf, then that's on you, I guess? There's something about this car. Let's take a closer look. There's a phone here. Need so many guts for the damn fierce deity armor. Nice. Are you gonna do all of the shrines, by the way? Because you do actually get something for doing all shrines. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. We should bring it to him later. This cloth reminds me of a certain case. Remember that, guys? The muffler in someone's car? Or the muffler? And there was a muffler inside? Not freaking sick of the game. By the time you get everything else done, you might consider it. Go for it. It's fun. The thing you get is actually, like, kinda cool. That reminds me. I once read a record of a case that Mr. Wright worked on many years ago. Apparently, there was this car with a piece of cloth shoved into the tailpipe. That piece of cloth turned out to be a vital clue to solving the case. Wow. I remember the case record whenever I'm checking out a car, and I always check the tailpipe. Everyone's gotta have a hobby, I guess. The car sus. Hey, Foursquare, what's up? We got a sus car here. Wouldn't it be funny if... Hey, there's something in there. What? Wait a second. Are these your... Ah! My panties! What? Already? Wow, thank you, Apollo. You're a genius. Amazing! No, really, don't mention it. No, I'm serious. I'm really impressed. You must have a nose for finding girls' panties. They look kind of big. What are those? My little panties, of course. They've come home to Mama. I can't wait to use them. You're going to put them on now? Watch closely now. See? Nothing in the panties. Ta-da! Whoa, where'd that come from? How did that bowl get in your panties? My panties are an extra-dimensional space. Anything can fit in there. They're my magic panties. It's one of my best tricks. Magic panties? They love them over at the Wonder Bar. I do shows there nightly. You mean those panties are a prop? You could have told me a little sooner. So there you go, guys. Luckily, they're a prop. They're not actually. Well, that's one case closed at least. What are you saying? We still have to catch the sly devil that ran off with the tool of my trade. Oh, right. Something tells me we're not finished searching this garage anyway. Oh yeah. What is this now? Yep, Trucy is very, very circus. Maybe Trucy played, the second Ace Attorney game and really liked the circus episode. The garage is sus. Hey, Foursquare! What's up? Or not hi. I already said hi. But yes, this garage is sus. Very sus. Hey, Stars over Hyrule! What does Phoenix Wright see when he looks in the mirror? A reflection! Yes, he does. How you doing today? Hey, look at that! The mirror's been broken off. Now this is a clue. What? You're smiling like you know something I don't. You aren't keeping a clue from me, are you, Polly? A clue? Let's see. I do think I do have just the clue I've got in mind. You got in mind. My clue is this! Whoa, it's the same color and size and everything. A perfect match. I guess we could check it out. Two pieces of garbage with paint on them. Look at this, Apollo. Doesn't this go on a car? It's a side view mirror. Looks like it was torn off when it smacked into something, or someone. Well, looks like we've just solved a case. So the car that hit Daddy last night is sitting right in front of us. Yep. Hey, Zero. You're back from PAX East. How was it? Was it good and awesome and good? But welcome back. Wow, you put the pro and professional, Apollo. Gee, thanks, Juicy. Apollo! Huh? What is it? Now that we've solved this case, we should go report to Daddy. He'll mope if we leave him alone too long, knowing him. Okay. Doesn't seem to be the type to mope, though. And this is hardly a case worth reporting. Well, there we go. Let's get the flip out of here. Whoops. This house is, well, it's old. It's been well loved, and that's for sure. I've lived here with my wife for many years now. It's got character, though, just like my soup. GDQ was streaming from there earlier today. Nice. Were there some good runs? Excuse me. Here we go. Hickfield Clinic. The soup is sus? What is not sus, Foursquare? That's the real question. Huh? Mr. Wright's gone. Maybe he's gone for an examination. He'll probably be back soon. Let's wait. Think it might take some time. Daddy always loves his examinations. Don't ask, Justice. You don't want to know. Why don't we come back later? Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay. Fine. No, not examine. Guess we'll go back here. Go back here, and I might examine the trash. You aren't going to search through the trash? I don't think we need to. Oh no, please, knock yourself out. Don't mind me, I'll be waiting over here. Just so we're clear, searching through the trash isn't a hobby of mine, okay? Oh, we're not doing it. This man's noodles are either amazing, absolutely amazing, or completely inedible. And they're getting saltier and saltier with each with each second we don't find his cart. I gotta say, I'd really like to know what happened here. Hey, I said no one goes in. Unless you want face full of hydro what's it? No dice. What is happening here now? Looks like there's some trouble by the park gate. I smell an incident. Ma'am, there's no entry to the park. Now don't you tell me where I can't go, young fella. I always walk through this park on my way home. Please get down from there. You'll hurt yourself, ma'am. That's quite the determined old lady. Oh, fudge. You're back? Hey, welcome back. Welcome back, Mafia. People Park, huh? Kind of an odd name for such an empty place. I wonder why it's named that. Hey, there's something written on the gate post. Huh? Oh yeah, it says, donated by Big Winds Kataki. I mean, the Kataki family built this park? It's so nice of them to give to the community like this. Let's not get too friendly with them, shall we? A gangster built a park. I'd move for a crime boss. Very odd. Very, very odd. Wow, what a big house. And the gate is so big. The Kataki family is pretty big around these parts. I like the fox. It's so cute. Ah, that's our family crest from the old country. Your family crest? We're clever as the fox, and our teeth are sharp. Hang on a minute. Teeth are sharp. So it's like a motto. You need a crest too, Apollo. Oh, how about the Scales of Justice, or a lunar lander? I'll pass, thanks. You're no fun. A brightly painted dragon. Why do I get the feeling he's glaring at me? Those paintings must have been to repaint this wall. That's right, I called in an artist to do the job right. He's the third so far. The third? Oh, Foursquare! There's your sword. There it is! It's right there! Sounds good, Zero. Let's play real life Among Us. On the one hand, Justice. On the other, Apollo. Very silly. The first spilled paint all over the entrance here, the second on my kimono. So no, don't tell me. It's better that I don't know. I think she killed him. I think I don't need to show anything else. What about this? Sorry, kid. I got no idea what you're talking about. I found out who this mirror belongs to. Oh, you're tougher than you look. Spit it out. Who was it? Where did they live? I just forgot. I remember, Apollo. It was the Maractus Clinic. Shh. Why? I'm right, aren't I? Maractus, eh? Yes. Why is she so quiet all of a sudden? Something wrong? No. Pay me no mind. And thanks for the info. Keep Ultima safe in real life Among Us like you always do. Yes, good. Whoops. Hey you, how do you know about the... Do you know about them? I don't think there's anything new. Yeah, nothing new here yet, alright. Let's play a game, guys. It's called Find the Plot. It's here somewhere. We'll find it. Sorry, Sonny boy. My interest is for my stand and precious little else. Get cracking on that case. Find my stand, I'm begging ya. You can tell my bowls by the Mr. Salty logo. The mascot of Eldoon's Noodles. They come to the stand, they sit, they drink deep from that bowl, and when they see the bottom, their face looks just like Mr. Salty's. Genius, no? Very high concept. You can't ply a trade if you don't love the tools, remember that. Yes, sir. Shusi has a thing for professionals, clearly. We might also need to, examine... That might be a thing that we gotta do. No clues here. The case of the missing plot. Oh, vroom vroom! Hello, number 13. How you doing today? It's good to see ya. Oh, look at the back. Maracus? Is that how you say that? It's a cut clean off. I wonder what's in there. Don't. There are bare wires hanging out. Let's see. Zap. Eek. What? Are you okay? Hee hee. Just a little joke. Don't scare me like that. You mean don't shock you? Zap. Hee hee. Oh, that's Trucy. There's the face. It's the Eldoon's Noodles mascot, Mr. Salty. He's so cute. It's not a very endearing mascot, is it? You know, come to think of it, it looks a lot like you, Apollo, especially the red parts. Can't help it if I like red. Oh, look, I love these little personal touches. Seems a shame to hide it on the bottom of the bowl. Huh? When I touched the paint flaked off. Must have painted it on by hand with warm professional care. After buying the cheapest paint you could find with cold professional thrift. Let's see, anything important here? Look at this cute little watch strap. I want one. It's kind of odd though. What is? I mean, if you wanted to know the time, you could have just looked at the phone itself. Hey, you're right. Sharp, Apollo. Thanks. Finally, some respect. So what does that tell you? Well, the owner of this phone doesn't think through the details, for one. They did drop their phone after all. I kind of figured they were a little spacey already. Oh, good point. Anything on the back? Alright, and I don't want to do this, but you might as well. God damn it. Something the matter? I was just wondering if there was, like, a switch on these. Of course not. Huh? Mysterious. Oh, do you want to know the secret of my panties? No thanks. Use magic panties in a stage show anyway. Alright. Maybe I found, everything? I remember getting lost on this one a lot. Like, at this point right here, I remember getting, like, really lost. There's always, like, that one thing that we need to find at this stage. And I keep forgetting, like, where it is. What? Want to see them again? Well, if you must. No, I'm fine, really. Let's just put them away, shall we? Case closed. What are you talking about? The case isn't closed until we have our thief. Just find him on the side while you work on the other cases. If it were that easy, we wouldn't need the police. If we don't need the police, we won't need the defense attorneys either, right? Fine, I'll look for your panty snatcher. Well, do we have any leads? One moment. Alakazam! Alakazam! Where did all this evidence come from? So what happens next? That's it. Pretty neat, huh? Yeah, neat. Alright, we'll just have to examine everything then. Examine everything! I'm pretty sure we examined everything here already. So went to the Maractus Clinic and it hit Mr. Wright. Wright sprained his ankle and the car lost the side view mirror. This car versus Mr. Wright, not quite the match of the century. Eek! Someone's there! Oh, it's just a gold-painted human skeleton. Just a human skeleton and painted gold? There's a mannequin hand waving to us from the box behind the skeleton. This place just screams hospital storage, don't you think? It screams something, that's for sure. Look, it's a folding ladder. Polly, that's called a step ladder. Come on. A step ladder? How is that different from a regular ladder, then? It's a much more complex piece of machinery. It's like two ladders stuck together. So you admit that basically it's a ladder, right? Wait, huh? You have to look past the form, at the essence of the thing. Can we talk about something else? Yep, this joke. It'll never end. The ladder joke never ends. I haven't looked over here yet. Examine. Let's examine what's going on here. I'd understand if there was an ambulance outside, but a police car? Maybe they're tax evaders. Ah, sorry miss, no going into the clinic today. Did something happen? Huh? Oh, no, nothing to see here. Move along. We'll have to find someplace else to play doctor. Do we look like the right age to be playing doctor? We need a little more info on the Maractus Clinic. You could ask Mr. Eldoon. He's their neighbor and all. And we should check out that garage. What if the thief who stole my panties is still in there? That might be it, actually. Looks like they have a special offer going on. 3 shots for the price of 1. Ooh, now's our chance, Apollo. Chance for what? I don't need any shots, thank you. Whoever runs this clinic, they seem pretty business-minded. Yep, it's the ladder again. Here we go. Hey, do you think something happened next door? There's a police car out front. Feh, probably gave someone food poisoning, I'll bet. If anyone's at risk of giving someone food poisoning... Hang on a minute. A police car got there this morning, actually. I asked what they were up to, but they wouldn't even tell me. They're the neighbor. Feh. Not that I was surprised much. That doctor works for the wrong crowd. Gosh darn it, guys. Hang on a minute. Wrong crowd. It was just a matter of time before he got what was coming to him. Feh. The wrong crowd? Never you mind about that. Psst, guys. What does it mean? Hey, here we go. Here we go, guys. We found the plot. Yo, how goes it? Daddy, how do you feel? Not bad, Chusey. Not bad. It's good to have you youngins on the case. Let old Daddy-O get some well-deserved R&R. The elderly need their rest. Isn't he only 33? We've cleared up most of the cases. I was right about you. Competent, capable. Tell me what you found out if you want to. Your enthusiasm is overwhelming. Whoops. Not examine. Talk. Well, I certainly didn't expect you to get back this early. Polly's amazing. He found my panties so quickly, almost like he was the one who stole them. You have an interesting concept of praise. And? Do you find the mad driver who gave me that 30-foot toss? Apparently, it was a doctor from the Maractus Clinic. Maractus, huh? I've heard of him. Nothing good, mind you. That reminds me, a police car was parked outside the clinic. Maybe something happened? Well, when you are given 2 choices, you should always take the latter! That's actually a new one. Well done, Stars Over Hyrule. For a new joke. What is the Maractus Clinic anyway? All I've heard are the rumors. That clinic's been making good money, in a bad way. Bad? Ties to organized crime, the Kentucky family. The Kitaki family? He did it on purpose. Some injuries you can't take to a public hospital, see? They use the Maractus Clinic for their patch-up jobs. Interesting. It looked like something had happened in the park. A body was found there in unusual circumstances. Something more unusual than being dead? It's not our concern in any case. Right, let's ignore that and find the noodle stand. Whatever happened to professional courtesy? Thanks, really. If I get tired of sleeping, maybe I'll head down to this Maractus place. Maybe hit him up for some reparations. Legal. A little legal action would do me some good. I was wondering when I get paid? We solved the case of your accident and, found a missing article of clothing. My panties! That leaves the noodle stand. Feel free to drop in if you get stuck. I'd be happy to help you with anything not involving money. Goodbye, quid pro quo. Hello, pro bono. Right, back to the office to plan our next move. Alright, back to the office. Present. I gotta remember the order of these buttons. You! We saw her there. Yesterday. You're that woman from the Kitaki place. Yes. I knew it. Something's the matter and you want our help, right? Well, you've come to the right place. This way, please. Thank you. My name is Alita Tiala. Alita? I have a request. Alright. You spilt your drink? Oh no, don't do that, Mafia. Your request? Let me guess, something's been stolen? Your flyer. It says, now defending, so I thought... What? You mean you want me to defend you? Me? Maybe you can tell us what happened. Were you hit by a car? Did someone steal your stand or your panties? No. I'm not the client, actually. A client would be my fiancé. Fiancé, I suppose you'd call him. Fiancé? What happened to him, then? He was arrested this morning. The charge was murder. Murder? Have you heard about what happened at the park? Ooh. Alita Tiala. Okay, gotcha. So, what's your story? You frequent the Kitaki mansion, yes? Are you a member of their, organization? No, not yet. Not yet? You see, I'm to be married next month to the boss's son. The boss's son? So he's a gangster. Yes, but the Kitakis are local responsible gangsters. Locally. I thought it'd be nice for a change. Quit my boring job, live the good gangster life. I think you're onto something, Mrs. Kitaki. I like the sound of that. I'm not sure your daddy would care much for that. Murder. What happened? I haven't been told all the details, but I do know a body was found in the park near the Kitaki mansion. There were a lot of police cars there. Apparently, the victim was shot with a pistol, but I hear the circumstances of the shooting were rather unusual. And your fiancé was arrested for this? What sort of person is your fiancé? Your fiancé is the Kitaki family's only son, correct? His name is Waki Kitaki. I brought a photo. Whoa. Well, that's quite the photo. I know. Oh, he can be powerful and menacing, but so cute. But if he's the boss's only son, yes, I'm sure he'll take his father's place someday. Say, I'm a boss already of this agency. That name is terrible. Waki Kitaki. Please help my Waki, please. Right, my first solo defense case. Crime boss's son or not, I'll prove he's innocent. I prepared a letter of request. I know you need those. Right, let's go check out the scene of the crime. Alright, we are out of here. Wait, Kitaki? What? What about Kitaki? Detention center! Polly, you look as happy as a clam in its shell. For a lawyer, this is it. The place where the battle begins. Ahem, you need something? Ah, yes, we're attorneys. I was hoping we could see Mr. Waki Kitaki. Sorry, he's in questioning right now. Could take a while. Drat. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back later then. So much for that battle. That security camera is looking at me. I wonder if they tape all of this. You're back? Welcome back again. I wish the thing still said, smile, you're on candid camera. Oh well. So this is it, my first murder crime scene. Was there a bike there before? Ah, it's you kids again. Look, can you find some other place to play? We're not playing. We're, investigating. Aren't we, Apollo? Sir, I have a letter of request here. Letter of... Huh? What does it say hit request on it? Mrs. Tiala must have used the Kitaki stationery. Excuse me, coming through. Whoa, who's this guy? Ah, it's you, Mr. Gavin. Well, who's this guy? I must say I'm used to being inspected by the ladies, but this is the first time I felt this way with a man. Mr. Gavin? Ah, Fraulein, what is a sweet morsel like you doing in such a dismal place? Can I help? Yes? The policeman officer fellow here won't let us in. even have a letter of request. You must be exhausted, standing out here. I will take you to the scene of the crime. Ooh, really? By your leave, officer. Yeah, yes, sir. Of course, sir. Aha, very well. This way, Fraulein. Whee! Well. Hey, what about me? On that note, enjoy your investigation. Thank you. Will we see you again? Ask the wind, Fraulein. I'll be riding on it. Fraulein? Fraulein or Fraulein? Who was that? Eek! Apollo, look! A corpse! What? Hey, it's just a mannequin. Wow, it sure got me. Ahem. Might I ask exactly what it is you're doing here? Hey, Mafia babe. Remember her? Line like a straight line? Okay. Fraulein. Oh, it's you. How did you kids get in here? Oh, this guy, well, he was more like a prince, really. He let us in. Him again. That glimmerous fop, always getting in my way. Anyway, this scene is off limits. Excuse me? We have a letter of request. One moment. Why is she holding that big magnifying glass? Yep, it's Emma. Emma's back, and she looks older. I'd recognize that handwriting anywhere. Scientific analysis says this was written by Alida Tiala. Thanks. It took you 30 minutes to figure that out. So, what's up with the mannequin there? It's taking the place of the body, preserving the scene of the crime as it was found. The body was pulling the stand? So, you're a defense attorney, are you? Detective Emma Skye. I'm in charge of this crime scene. She doesn't seem that happy about it. She doesn't seem that happy about many things. I trust you know how to stay out of the way. I always carry 2 pairs of handcuffs, just in case. Let it be known, guys, Emma Skye is the new Detective Gumshoe. So, that's both good news and bad news. Detective Skye? Quiet, please. It's snack time. Glad to see she's gotten a bit more professional. Kind of. That's actually disturbing the crime scene. Yeah, she's... maybe not. That's actually disturbing the crime scene. I think if the police did it, it's fine. We're not making much progress here. She must not be very busy. I never seem to get a lucky break. Back after 9 years, and they won't give me the position I requested. And then I hear he gave up the defense attorney life. He? Who's he? Ex-defense attorney? Detective Skye? Quiet, please. It's snack time. I'm guessing, we can't talk right now. Let's do the last one just in case. Detective Skye? Quiet, please. It's snack time. Well... can we examine? Hey there, no messing with the crime scene. But we need to investigate. Investigations are to be carried out by professionals, scientifically. She's not going to let us check out the crime scene, is she? Hey, Apollo, a very unscientific analysis tells me something here is very suspicious. I think I know what you mean. It's kind of hard not to notice. Better check out what we came here to find, at least. The stand? Hey, they're no messing with the crime scene, but we need to investigate. Apollo, look, that stand! Quiet, please, it's snack time. Alright, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet, fine. No, I can't be quiet. It says Aldoon. I've noticed. Well, we've solved the case of the missing stand, at least. Though the circumstances could stand to be better. Well, what is this now? Alright, I guess we can't check anything else at the moment. No, not examine. Move. I think we gotta go to, Mr. Right again. Whoops. The knife? Not the knife, the stand itself. Huh? You're back? Run into some problems? Oh, Polly, did you want to tell Daddy something? Who, me? No, I'm fine, really. What's this? So there's a problem? No, no problem. Actually, I got a defense request. A defense request? That is a problem. Huh? I've given up the court. I'm not a lawyer anymore. The request was for me. Oh, right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's doing that on purpose. I know it. So, what about this defense request? It's related to the murder in People Park, actually. Guess what? We found Mr. Eldoon's noodle stand at the scene of the crime. Did you now? That's unusual indeed. Never heard of a noodle stand being used as a murder weapon. I think the murder weapon was something else. You mean you don't know what the murder weapon was? That's funny, detective. That funny detective lady won't let us on the scene. What kind of detective wears a lab coat, anyway? A lab coat? Didn't think she'd be involved with this. You know her? You could say that. Sky connection. Why is he living in the hospital? He was injured. He was hit by a car and was flung 30 feet into the sky before hitting his head on a phone pole. But he got a sprain, that's all. Is he watching Steel Samurai? Yes. Yes, he is. So, you know her, don't you? I met her on a case. This was about 10 years ago. She was still in high school, a high school student at the time. That would make her about the same age as me. That's my daddy. He knows all the police types. Oh, wait. Maybe you know that other guy, too. That other guy? That shining prince on the motorcycle. Prince? Here, we'll, examine. What's that on TV? Looks like some sort of action hero show. Oh, I know that one. That's the Sniffling Samurai. His booger flick attack is a big hit with the grade school crowd. I had no idea you like this kind of stuff, Mr. Wright. Well, what else is there to do when you're stuck in bed? Besides, the episodes will just keep piling up if I don't keep up, you know? Yeah, try not buying them. Now's the only time I get to watch and write up my reports. Your reports? It's a long story, like a lot of things, actually. So yeah, Wright's been in a rough way. Apollo, tell me about this Prince of Chusees. Indulge a concern, Father. He was at the crime scene. He looked just like Mr. Gavin. Did he now? You know him? My guess is he's Christoph Gavin's younger brother. His brother? We're acquaintances, after a fashion. Clavier Gavin, rock and roll god incarnate. Clavier, what a lovely name. He's so dreamy. I didn't know Mr. Gavin had a brother. And what was he doing out there? I have a feeling you'll be crossing paths again soon. No, what was the problem again? Having trouble investigating the crime scene in the park? Yeah, that detective woman won't let us. Go to the office. Under the silk top hat, you'll find a bottle of white powder. Try taking that to this detective. White powder? Hope it's not what I think it is. Just take it to her. It'll be fine, you'll see. Oh, and tell her I said hi. Well, Christoph Gavin has a brother, guys. Very, very cool. Or whatever. So this must be the silk top hat Mr. Wright mentioned. Let's take a closer look. Huh? Whoa! You know what this is, Chusey? I remember finding some in Daddy's dresser when I was little. I thought it was sugar, so I licked it. He got mad at me. This is getting more and more suspicious. It's the powder from Case 5 in the first game. Let's go talk to that detective. She's sure to know what that white powder is. Can I examine this yet? again, by the way? There's a big wastebasket by the park entrance. You aren't going to search the trash? Alright. I want the other thing, though. Oh well, whatever. Not Case 5. Yeah, the big one. Case 5 is somewhat kind of connected to this game. Examine. No, not examine. Present. Does this ring any bells? Ah, is that? It couldn't. Where did you get that? I brought it from the office. You work at the Wright & Co. offices, yes? Yeah, sort of. Detective Sky, how do you know my daddy? Daddy? I'm sorry, who did you say you were? Trucy Wright, Phoenix Wright's daughter. What? Mr. Wright has a daughter? You seem shocked. Well, if you're Mr. Wright's daughter and you're his apprentice, then I'm available to help you in any way I can. Oh, thanks. You can start by not calling me Mr. Wright's apprentice. This powder is used for detecting fingerprints. Fingerprints? I guess you might call it a memento from the time I spent with Mr. Wright. White powder memories. If you find any evidence with fingerprints on it, please let me know. We'll dust for prints. Well, she's quite the eager beaver all of a sudden. About this phone. Nope. More than just scientific help, but ask me anything you like. Just ask scientifically. Alright, shockingly, panties won't work. Bowl? Mirror? The map? Do I have any fingerprints on my own badge? An attorney's badge. Reminds me of when Mr. Wright was still defending. Everything I have now is thanks to him. Remember, help as many people as you can. That's your job. She's right, Polly. Let's make a difference. Is something wrong? No, nothing. I actually felt inspired for a moment there. Examine. Oh no, we have to talk to her first. The report came in late last night. The body was found much as you see it now, except it was a real body. But why? Why was a body pulling a noodle stand? If I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't still be here. Well, what was the cause of death? A bullet wound to the temple. He was shot by a pistol. A pistol? Not the easiest thing to come by in this day and age, unless you're a cop or a gangster. Incidentally, the victim's name was Paul Maractus. Or Pal Maractus. I just received the autopsy report, in fact. Time of death, June 14th after 10 p.m. Cause of death, single bullet to the right temple. Alright, write this down, guys, alright? I mean, really, what's up with this case? It's enough to make me want to run off pulling a mysterious noodle stand behind me. Not so mysterious, actually. We should tell her, Apollo. After all, we know where the stand came from. A likely story. I didn't come here to play games, you know. Actually, we do know where the noodle stand came from. The noodle stand's owner is... Dr. Hickfield! No, it's Guy. Who's the old guy? This is the proprietor of Eldune's Noodles, Mr. Eldune himself. He's famous in this part of town. Not bad. I guess Mr. Wright picked the right kids for the job. That saved me a lot of work. Thanks. Yay! What sort of person was the victim, anyway? You mean, what did he do? He was a doctor. A doctor? Starting to see a connection here. Who, me? I'm just a supervisor for the crime scene. Detective Sky. I was out of the country for a while. I came back to be a forensic scientist. Oh, were you studying abroad? Something like that. I was studying in Europe. Forensic sciences, mind you. But when I got back here, they threw me in criminal affairs. Just like that. Why didn't you just become a forensic expert in Europe? Well, I suppose that was an option, but I had a lot of favors to repay to people back here. Favors? Why? Wasn't she in high school when she left? What? What's that look for? I was involved in an incident before I left, but Mr. Wright and his people helped me out. I owe them. Really? I had no idea. She's been out of the country for a while. Probably doesn't know about Mr. Wright's current, state of affairs. Could you tell us a bit about the defendant? He's the only son of the Kataki family, yes? Waki Kataki. I don't know if he is the boss's son, but he's currently throwing his weight around violently in the detention center. I see. Why was he arrested in the first place? You are a defense attorney, aren't you? You're not his by any chance. Actually, yes I am. Well, we have a witness to the moment of the crime. Eh? The witness called the police. They'll be testifying during the trial tomorrow. What? Can you tell us a bit more about the victim? Well, let's see. Apparently he's the physician at a clinic in the area. Quite well off too, from the sound of it. The clinic's name is the Maractus Clinic. Maybe that's why the cop car was parked there. What? You've been to the clinic? Yeah, though on a related issue. Told the detective about the case of the stolen noodle stand. I see, so that means Dr. Maractus stole the stand and pulled it all the way here? That would seem to be the case. But why? Don't ask me. Let's examine some things now. Like the knife. Look at this knife here. It's a knife. A shiv, to be precise. Oh, lingo! The defendant, Waki Kataki, is the son of known gangsters. The police are assuming this belongs to him. Wait, but wasn't the murder weapon a pistol? Huh? Look at this. There's a handprint on the shiv. A handprint? Then there might be a fingerprint. Let's investigate. Ooh, here we go. Right, first off, choose the fingerprint you want to examine. Choose a fingerprint? Look closely at the handle. Does this remind you of anything, guys? Reminds me. See, there's more than one fingerprint there. Those black spots? That's right. Pick the one you want to analyze. How about the obvious one? Right, let's get detecting. Wow, she's practically glowing with excitement. First, sprinkle some aluminum powder over the paint with the press of A like this. See? Kind of like a video game. The oil left by the print absorbs the aluminum powder, so you just dust it on and blow it off. But blow? That's like whistling. You know how to whistle, don't you? Just use X and... Wow, amazing! Just like magic! Isn't it though? Right, let's give it a shot. Incidentally, it's important that you cover the entire fingerprint with the powder. Oh. Dust. Here we go. Yep. Like I said, this case was, case 5 of the first Phoenix Wright game was like foreshadowing to this game right here. And all that we're gonna do. Okay, here we go. Good. Clear. Quite impressive. Next, to match the print, the police office has samples of those, so you can tell whose finger the print belongs to. Doesn't sound like as much fun as actually finding the print. Okay, pick the person whose print you think this is. You probably have a good idea whose knife this is already. Alright. It's Emma, obviously. No. 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 Yes. Is that bad? That this is his, shiv? So the fingerprints belong to the defendant. Yes, isn't it amazing? Ah, the power of science is my life. Apollo, she's sparkling. I'm dimming. Look sharp, spirits up. The real fight is yet to come. Chin up, Polly. The trial hasn't even started yet and I'm already losing. No, not talk. How about some more examining? Like this wastebasket here. There's gotta be a good clue or two around here. You and your trash cans. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Please, can't you see I'm doing my... Huh? Look, another pair of underwear! Wow, Apollo, you're a genius at finding panties. Stop saying that. Wait, these aren't... They're not mine. Could these have been stolen too? It's snack time. Snack time again. So, have you met the defendant? No. Visiting hours are almost over at the detention center. You might think about wrapping up here and heading over. Good idea. I don't know what good it will do. We have a witness and a knife with prints. Have I mentioned I've got a bad feeling about this? Don't worry, it's like a right tradition. Some traditions I can live without. I guess that's it for now, eh? Hey, Plum Kitaki, I think I found your delicates, we'll say. I'm sorry, meeting hours for the day are all done. But we still have 3 minutes. I'll put in your request, but don't expect anything. The father's talking in the private room with him. The father? You mean like a priest? I mean the suspect's father, Mr. Winfred Big Wins Kitaki himself. Not someone I care to meet. Die, you! You're the one on your way out, old. Ah, they're here. Whoa. Whoa, this guy radiates power. Power with a cute apron? Yuaki's lawyer. Yes, sir. Well, I'm Big Wins Kitaki, 4th head of the Kitaki family, capice? Actually, I came to speak to your son, Mr. Justice. Yes? My son's innocent. He killed no one. If he were found guilty, it wouldn't be good. Capice? Yes, I'm all about capicing. Capiced loud and clear. You gotta do more than just understand to make it. You'll learn, though, even if the lesson comes at the end of your short life. I don't feel so good. What's the big idea, old man? You can't treat me like a kid no more, not now. You know, I wanted to go to the Clink. I like it here. You must be Waki? A G's not a G till he does hard time. Bizoy! You'll see. When I get out of here, things'll change. Silence! My apologies, Mr. Justice. He's usually such a nice boy. Forgive me if I have a hard time believing that. Ha! You can't just take me under your wing this time, old man. You heard me. I don't need no trial. I did it. I think that's enough for today, Mr. Justice. Don't let me down tomorrow. Snack time's over. So much for talking to our client. But we made so much progress today. Even found my panties. I had fun at least. Of course, the biggest mystery of all remains. How am I supposed to build a case for the trial? Oh, almost forgot. It's time for my show. Tonight I'm performing at the Wonder Bar. You should come check it out. Well, what do you think of this case so far, guys? Ain't it weird? Little update on the Disney movie I watched last. It was Pocahontas. And it was good. Good movie. I liked it. Songs were cool. Question? What's your question? There's a Pocahontas 2, right? Was that one any good? When is she going to be accused of murder? Who? Trucy? Trucy? Oh yeah, Trucy. There is. You didn't watch it. I saw it in school, I think. I remember thinking this is boring. If you mean Trucy, I'm not gonna say. It's a secret. You know what I'm happy about, by the way, guys? There's no Pocahontas live-action remake. I don't think that movie could be remade in this day and age. Alright, that's my update. There we go. God bless. Let's go on. The second one was okay? Okay, you said. Interesting. That's a quick way to get cancelled. That would be a quick way to get tossed. Huh, Mr. Wright's not here today? He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yes, he smiled when he said we'll be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. So who's the prosecutor, by the way, guys? Who could it be? Been watching planning videos for Tokyo Disney? Ooh, have they been awesome? Yes, Fine, we'll be fine. Here comes justice. I started my voice training at 5 in the morning. Ooh, do some now. I want to see. Here. Huh? Oh, okay. Ahem. My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine! That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? It looks cool. Awesome. Good morning. Yo, sup? Hit me with the guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Not really. Walkie, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. Ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You've absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears are realized. The trial's starting, and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. Pocahontas had really good songs, but that's all you like about the movie? Yeah, aside from the songs, it was fine, I guess. I've seen worse movies, we'll say that much. What's just around the river bend, guys? Let's see. Oh, look who it is. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kataki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll, Herr Judge. Ah, it's him, the guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence? Young punk and his Marlon Brando-esque father. Yep. You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say 9 to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah? I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I fear that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, Herr Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in a court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? It was worth canceling a show or two. He's German. Not only is he German, but also a rock star. Understood. You may give your first statements into the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. That's no way to get the crowd jumping, Herr Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Achtung, baby. Today, we play it my way. What's that? Noise? Sometimes you have to get on up in order to get down. To prosecuting. This is crazy. The victim, Pal Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. The scene, People Park, he was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe you will only find that out by asking the defendant, right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean, undeniable? If you were to glare at anyone, Herr Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly. You see. Very well. Please admit this witness to the court. Hehehe. Awesome. 9, not yet. First, there's a little matter to be cleaned up. Could you talk without the accompaniment? I swear I could see the guitar for a second. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Herr Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic? Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh? But what if the defendant specifically requests to do so, as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe you said. What? Your new favorite character, Clavier Gavin. What is right? You always say that on stage you should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly? Well, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. I forgot to ask this, guys. Who do you think is the real killer in this case? So you, son, are the defendant, Waki, are you? I ain't your son, old man. You step to a Kataki, you best be prepared to step strong. How in trouble is Waki right now, having said that? You step to a public office, you best be prepared to step into jail. You got to hand it to him, Waki sure has guts. It's not his guts I'm worried about. Haven't met him yet, probably? Probably very. Well then, the court will now hear the testimony on the defendant's motive from the defendant himself. Did you notice his shirt, by the way? I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my OP something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later. Bye. So I gotta go in and get another doc to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying? He immediately tagged for contempt of court. In his first word, too, his first sentence. You're saying you were one of the patient's victims? A victim's patients? A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street. True dat. I tell you one thing, that doc was whack. Very well, the defense may begin at the cross-examination. I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about all of this. We're never gonna play the game that this thing is from. Or maybe we will someday. But that's the Bad Badger on his shirt, just to let you all know. Waki Kataki's truth. I keep thinking of the Pokemon Maractus. Welcome to the Maractus Clinic. Get poked. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asks you, Pointy Locks? Just who do you think you are? Your lawyer? Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker, plain and simple. Someone had to show him what's what. By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with this doctor? Besides you, I mean? You better ask somebody else, Holmes. What do I care? I made up my own mind, did what had to be done, straight gangsta style. But why were you so mad at this doctor? Yo, sit back and listen while I drop it, J-Man. J-Man? Would that be another contempt? I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my OP something bad. So we're a patient at the Maractus Clinic half a year ago? For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the rival's family. That's when I pulled a jack move. Sheesh. Ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting, and ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time, by yourself. Hey, that was more than a match for those guys. So you were carried to the Maractus Clinic from there? Apparently he was shot in the heart. Shot in the heart and he's still alive? I can catch bullets between my teeth, but I never learned how to catch them with my heart. The bullet stopped just short of my thumper, know what I'm saying? I would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. So, as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. I don't know about it. I've seen transcript of a defendant who said, "Bish, I might be," when the judge asked if he believed he was guilty. Oh. Well, this guy is on a very tight rope, we'll say. And hey, Hiyori, what's up? He was drawing some of anime cat girls. Cool. If you want to show them in the Discord, you can if you want to. But it's good to see you, though. I hope your day was epic. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later. Bye. What do you mean he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds as though her doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's a badder G than me. We gotta go in and get another doc to patch me up again. This bullet is still... You know it. I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles. Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, J-Man. Word no accident, that's faux shizzle. It seems that there were issues with this doctor. Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favor. Waki, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight. But why did this mistake only come to light that day? It was found during the... Hang on. It was found during the family health checkup. The family checkup? That was the wackiest thing of all. All the G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away. Bizoy! A relief to hear. Eh? What's a relief? Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. What? Yes, her Dr. Maractus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life. No way. That's whacked. There is proof. Your checkup report. Results from checkup performed in June. Metallic object found near heart. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. Does it say anything else? Waki Kataki, age 19, male, June 14th. Urgent exam needed. Okay, sounds good. Bizoy. You like that? Bizoy! You're almost as careless as he was. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started. Started? We've had enough of a warm-up back, yeah? Time to hear from the witness. Waki sure is quiet all of a sudden. I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Hi. So, you will tell us your name and occupation. My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to the Prophet Society at large supports its livelihood, which definition I must consider being unemployed. However, I must acknowledge that the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to this notion of occupation, once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion is not just still per se, but derives from the vagueness inherent in all representations of thought. By which he means to say that he is a student, a junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spent my days in pursuit of truth, owning any. Herr Stickler, please direct and set curiosity to the case at hand today. Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime. You asked quite simplistically what I saw. Understand the Homo sapiens possess 2 eyes and is designed to receive and interpret data, images in the form of signals. Philosophy major, science and engineering, my right shoulder blade. Yeah, he's, this guy's something. That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping, when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol, and was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot. The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Was there anyone else in the park at the time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. The pistol our witness refers to is this. The court accepts this into evidence. Pistol. 2 rounds were fired, fingerprints were wiped. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Trucy? Why are you staring like that at the witness? That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. Psst. What could it mean? The night I passed through the park on my way home from shopping when I saw them. On the way home from shopping, you say? Why go through the park? A fascinating inquiry, revealing the culpability of being insufficiently verbose. Let us consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I am capable of solving 2 GMAT problem sets. On average, it requires me 3 minutes 24 seconds, so ergo, the time to complete 2 is on average 6 minutes 48 seconds. However, these questions are in the verbal category, admittedly, but that's enough. I get the idea. Mr. Justice, the court hopes to finish the cross-examination sometime this month. Please, I've a recording booked after this trial. And I've got a show to perform. Gee, sorry you're all so busy. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. Were these men talking by any chance? Now that you mention it, they were, though I cannot claim I heard them clearly. Only fragments such as, "You lied to me. Oh, and I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, pal." It's just as our defendant claims. I believe he wished to teach the victim what it felt like to take a bullet in the heart. If that's true, then this is a vital piece of testimony. It's like he heard them clearly enough to me. Might I be allowed to amend my testimony? What now? To be precise, he did not say pal, but man. Yes, that was the way of it. I swear it on my diploma. What's the difference? And the other man who was here, who was he? Is it this guy, by the way, guys? Confess this, everyone. Do you want it to be this guy as the murderer? I saw them quite clearly. The man was facing the victim, and the man facing the victim was the defendant. How can you be so sure it was the defendant? The crime took place at night. It would have been too dark. Perhaps I was remiss in not mentioning this earlier. Huh? You see, in class, I always sit at the very backmost seat. Do you know why? Who cares? Because I do not wish anyone to copy my perfect notes. And this relates to your testimony, how? I mention this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say, yet there are lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is a hard, immutable fact. He sure is confident. He seems to be telling the truth, too. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same one as just submitted as evidence? Am I sure? Surely, you jest. Or so a common witness would be tempted to say. Huh? Yet I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. First, we must consider the fact that it was night in the park, which indeed restrict my field of vision due to insufficient levels of illumination. Now, if we consider this pistol or object A was indeed shown in the darkness, it's difficult to say certainly object A was indeed object A. I think he means he couldn't see it that clearly. I'd vouch for a normal witness. Yet the fact that a pistol was fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon. A shot. The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Let's do a little save right now. And if you look at the thing, it says single bullet to the right temple. Now, is the right temple on the forehead, guys? Whew, that's all of it. I think I have a chance. Is that you? Relaxing, I see here, Justice? Huh? Oh, ahem. Objection! Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice. Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet. Right, ahem. Look at this. The autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right, a problem. Problem. Yes, the problem is the location of the entry wound. The location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It is quite simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I am speaking not of absolute, by a miss. For example, the defection of a meteor is the wavelength of the entire cryptic particles we all know. In addition, it is a well-known fact that kryptonite particles are rare and invisible to the naked eye. Point to a basic reasoning, namely that what Mr. Justice. Yes? Was your object to these krypton particle things? This is the big time, and you are obsessed with something so small? You disappoint me. No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple. The temple? Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction, isn't it? It is, right? Finally.
Objection!
Her Justice. Oh, Her Justice. Yes? Your tactics are outdated. Trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles? Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony. Nyerk. Hey, her forehead. Forehead? Let us imagine that you are walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, her forehead? Well, I guess I would try to stop them. I'd probably shout, stop. And you, Fraulein. How do you say that word again? Me? Well, I'd probably scream, eek! And you, her Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder? Ack! If the victim turned his head at the last moment, gulp. Ah, yes. Thank you for jogging my memory. Fraulein, not lean. Line. Hope he says it more often so I can get it in my head a bit more. Sounds like an addendum as to this testimony is required. Fraulein. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease this at once, you two, I cried, with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I see, so you attempted to stop the crime. Indeed, with a composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that. But that doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature, and the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at just that moment, we can see the bullet would have struck the right temple, as in the report. Looks at the stream. Oh, that's a character. Oh, did you see Wesley Stickler? Yeah, he's something, alright. That does seem to be the case. Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. So you saw a raised pistol. Weren't you frightened? It can be said we students of Ivy University fear no fear. The moment I saw that pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action. That was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot. Eh? You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind. He actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger. Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed. Cease this at once, you two, I cried, with composure. Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice? They were, of course. My high, inquisitive voice echoed through the park, and the victim responded to that clarion call. Quite. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned? Indeed, I would say about the same time, to be precise. And the victim didn't ask you for help? It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step. I'm totally sure that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say that too loud, Trucy, please. Whereupon her cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly? He seemed quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As we can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed. He simply could not believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale, but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action, tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He didn't try to apprehend the criminal? It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time. Wasn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away. According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. Find something? Find what? Like that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go. Not as sad as I feel. What do we do now? At least the testimony's getting a little clearer. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in the new testimony. Alright, like I said, I don't remember this case all that often. So I might guide, just to let you all know. Pistol aside, 2 rounds were fired. Fingerprints were wiped. Objection! Wait a second. Tisk tisk, another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say. A second? Are we intended to wait just that? A single second? 1/16th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes 35 seconds, this guy would be... Would you want this guy as a friend, guys? Mr. Stickler here. Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor? Am I to understand you are objecting to the length of a second? Yes, I mean, no. Here, just look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it. A common ploy, made all the more common I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints. Ah, the little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fraulein? Eh? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves? Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo. Well, Mr. Justice, could the killer have been wearing gloves? I'm gonna say just in case. No. He was not wearing gloves. The rest line. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have time to wipe the pistol. That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And the pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, her forehead, any of your precious objections? What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work. You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Huh? Isn't what obvious? When he restated what he saw just now, he said that Waki dropped a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Rocky threw away. You're right. He's just confused because the pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, it can be said that I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that once in my youth was seized by the teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see, and for this the epitaph might be well fixed to my name, yet for the issue of what we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this? Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol, then it had to have been something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. Grr, wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? How about the bloomers? No, wait, the knife. Is that a sword? I saw one of those on a late-night movie last night. Great, a sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's fingerprints on it. His prints? This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed. Oh, her forehead. You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Huh? One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Wakikataki. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife, with the intent of harming the victim. Oh! Indeed. Grr, never underestimate a Gavin is the lesson here. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming, yes, that's what I said, assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are assuming that my assumption is no better. Ahem, what this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. Behoof? What, are we in the cavalry now? Yes, welcome to the cavalry. Stars over Hyrule. I cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a killer. Of course I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also know that there were no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Does it not, Mr. Justice? I better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Horses! Time to go to the horse races. I cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kataki mansion. Achtung, don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. How did he know that's where I was going? No, could I simply leave the scene in good conscience? You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing. If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor. Ooh, cool answer. Very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. Trucy looks like she has something to say. Ergo, I use my cell phone to call the police. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. Proof in 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite. He actually looks like he's going to cry. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, to which is to say, I saw nothing. It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be a few people around in the park. So we just stood there watching. Not much to go on there. Trucy, if you've got something to say, by all means say it. Arg, I can't find a single problem with that testimony. Had enough at last, her forehead. Maybe it's time to back off a bit? No. The defense still has some questions that demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin? Oh, let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head. Very well, you may continue with the cross-examination. Alright, I think, you have to back off. Get yourself assured, gotta be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. Maybe there's anything left to unravel in this testimony after all. Some of us have glamorous careers we'd like to get back to this month, Hair Forehead. They don't have enough to put Waki away yet. Should I back off for now? Yes. Nah. Arg, there's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. It appears that there are no objections to the witness's current testimony. You think it was Stickler? We'll see, huh? We'll see if it is. There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pockets as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. No. No! It seems we've come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be all. How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Her Forehead? I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Waki Kitaki. Oh. Eek! What? Trucy? Nobody move. What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There'll be no verdict in this court. Not yet. Wait, are you one of the Kitakis? The Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? If you don't want to see me give this pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of... Her judge. I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Irk. Recess 20 minutes, or I'll promise you'll regret it. Wait, how did he disappear so fast? Holy crap, guys. Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo. I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. Bro, this would immediately throw the entire case into minstrel mode. Mistrial mode? Well, who is it? Who did it? What's going on? Who kidnapped Trucy? Oh my gosh, guys. Trucy! You move quick, Apollo. Good show. She's fine? Trucy, you're okay. I thought... Sniff, sob, well, don't cry, Apollo. Grr, those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else... Oh my god. Ah! What the heck is that? Surprised? This is one of my best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat. You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on Siege at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I am a big hit. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you... Chusy, there are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. You love her. Chusy's great, isn't she? Would Chusy get in trouble for this, though? Huh? Remember what you said to Waki's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But the testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Chusy, no more stage objections, please. Bro, this shenanigan would be one. The shenanigan would be one Apollo's head? You mean like over Apollo's head? Would Apollo get in trouble for this? I'm talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident, I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction? He'd get in trouble for that? Oh, really? Not Chusy, huh? Well, I think I remember them, sure. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in, and each time there was a contradiction. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He said the man tossed aside a pistol, but it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does that help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? Oh. I always sat next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating, officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time, either. Daddy's quite good at poker, after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated, but what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony, perceive the truth. Watch a testimony? Perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that. Chusy would be ejected from court and potentially arrested. Oh, Chusy. Well, Captain Chips, that answers your question of when she'll be arrested. Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Huh? Mr. Wright's not here today? He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled he smiled when he said we'll be fine as long as you're here, Chusy. Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. Let's do it. Apollo, you know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in from the coast and boy are my arms tired. Right? Alright, let's see their punishment for causing such a scene. Court is now back in session. Right, we're fine. Ahem. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement, right. Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's onto me. I wish he would stop being so cool. Let's dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. There we go, guys. There's the punishment. Absolutely nothing. What are your plans for our gifted witness? Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination, but because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Okay. Not the book. Not the book. Book. Oh, I don't think I can do it yet. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later. Yeah, whatever. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? Oh. What's this? My bracelet? Whoa, here we go again. What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. Smell his testimony? You have to smell it. Don't worry, it only smells. How about this one? So you called immediately after witnessing the murder? The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo. This has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for this habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy, but I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with X as it reacts to the testimony. Okay. What's going on? I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with a page of his book. You got it. Right now you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right. I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. Okay, here we go. Viewpoint. Oh my gosh, guys. Perfect, now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive? Try listening to the witness talk as you focus, and watch for his habit. Right, you mean when he fiddles with the page. That's right, that's your signal to look closer, to perceive with X. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. so I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Right, look out nervous twitch. Here comes justice. Having this conversation telepathically? Probably. Probably we are, somehow. There you go. I use my cell phone. Oh. Wait a minute. It's too much. His face is too big. His face is massive. Gotcha! I saw it just now. I could see it. But, Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? All this banging of desks, it's quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? Let's see your phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Why? Whatever for? Show me, and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it? You don't have it? Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone? Yow! Where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute, what is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage. The Maractus? Why, that's where the victim lived. Yerg, that's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Week. You want his number? I want his number. It's true, I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all? Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startling high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. It's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? There can be only one reason. He did not want the court to know that he had lost his cell phone, because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I was trying to kill him. Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night. Well, yes, but no, that line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder. It does raise considerable suspicions as to a connection with the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Do I, guys? Do I? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Show evidence. Of course I have evidence. Ooh, I like your swagger, her forehead. Hit it. The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped the night of the murder is... Well, Prosecutor Gavin. No comment, Her Judge. Alright. We have to... That kind of spoils a little further in the trial, but whatever. Alright, let's find the right answer. Let's try no evidence and see what happens. Evidence? If I only had some evidence, it'd make his whole thing a lot easier. could explain the lack of confidence smeared across your face, Mr. Justice? Oh, her forehead. I think it should be clear by now. No evidence means no case. I guess this is it, then. Time to go for broke. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... property... results... I actually have no idea, guys, to be honest. The clock, maybe? Alright, time to submit every piece of evidence until we just find the right one. I forgot completely. No. Load. Load, please. Oh, did I save over it accidentally? God damn it. Apollo, remember where we found that cell phone? Fall on the ground before that night. That's right, the cell phone would have been crushed. One more chance, please. Mr. Justice, keep this up and you'll earn yourself out of life's worth of chances. Wish I could save it during this moment, to be honest. This maybe? That's a side view mirror? As it so happens, Dr. Maractus' car was in an accident. That took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m. just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Irk. Here we go, Mr. Stickler. The only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Weird. Hey, welcome back, Kiori. How you doing? Mr. Stickler, do you know what that means? You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus? No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. That is, other than this. I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back, and when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage. Ah, yes, well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know. Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right, no problem, I hope. Here comes justice. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder take place. Well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail. Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself? No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me. I'm sure the store clerks would disagree. Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion? In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. That's when you passed in front of the Maractus Clinic. Why, yes, that's correct. That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took the night of the murder. Of course. The supermarket is here, along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the Maractus Clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Yes, woe is I walked on unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. Everything's good. You finished this game long ago? Cool. Well done, Hiyori. I hope it was a good one. Or I hope you had a good time, rather. Which entrance did you enter the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus Clinic. The same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance? I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet, though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all clear as day. This part of the testimony is the key. I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? I guess we'll do them all. Are you sure you remember the killer clearly? How many times must I repeat myself? It was him, that unscrupulous fox-like fellow in the defendant's chair. He was looking even more unscrupulous at the time, no less. He does look a bit like one of those trickster foxes in the legends of yore. I guess the killer's identity is already old territory. Time to ask something new. The victim! You could see the victim quite clearly, too. Oh, clear as clear can be, I assure you. I see. So, how do you look? How? How do you mean how? Be specific. I mean in general. The defense will refrain from straining to come up with questions. Find the question that lies in your heart and ask that. Yes, Your Honor. Great, a judge who moonlights as a self-help guru. I guess it's, the noodle stand. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation are healthy, and healthy curiosity are vital. Remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it. For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice? What about that sign? Could that be important? Very important. So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle? It appears the defense had just obtained a vital piece of testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. When I might have tasted that myself. Is college cafeteria food, like, even good, guys? Those of you that have been to college. It said noodle. Does it, though? I mean, it says it on the other side, but... Nope. Stars Over Hyrule says no. And you're absolutely sure that the sign read noodle? Why, just last week, my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing here, was it? Although it would be a bit harder to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldunes. Inconceivable. I'm certain it was definitely Noodle for sure. Positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. It wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign says Noodle. But he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there was one spot from which the sign would be read, by the way Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us the spot. The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldunes, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says Noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Yow! You got me. Objection! So what? So what? What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north side or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. Shusi? Remember his testimony from before? Though, to be honest, I am a little scared of where this is leading. Whoa. Oh my gosh. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raised his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point, the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. That's why the bullet hit him right in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, the bullet would have had to hit his left temple. In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. That's right. So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fraulein. What meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North? But that's where the witness Wesley Stickler was standing. Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Yarg! Ho ho ho. Maybe it is. Order, order, order! Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Clarify one point for me, if you would, her forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, look aside. Look aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. Objection, you'll have a chicken sandwich. Wrong kind of, place. Stars over Hyrule. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? Accuse of murder, another crime, or no accusation? I'm gonna accuse him of another crime. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Tisk, 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 her forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate her stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, did you say you were accusing the witness just now? For a crime other than murder, your reason? The court's all ears. Yeah, I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? For evidence, the court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Alright. This might be wrong again, but... shows evidence that points to the witness's involvement in the crime. The evidence is this. What? Is that woman's underwear? Hey, those are mine. Don't look at me like that! Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler? Well, I can't say this comes as a shock. It's not what it seems! By Pyglob theorem, I swear it! On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like. Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. Eames, gasp. So are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarment? Ahem, perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligent, V stands for valiant. See? Your point? I'm not done. Now I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU, science department, are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and for what greater challenge to science than a mystery? Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown. The unknown is unacceptable. And, my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate. For science, a full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was a tire, then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talked about my magic panties trick. Something like that. Maybe probably he's a virgin, but also... I don't even know what you would call this. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties? That mocks the very laws of physics. A broom? And a frozen chicken, Trucy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick? You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object for serious study. I wonder. There have been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I thought maybe it'd be the pair that would elucidate the mystery. Even that night as she chased me through the streets, I wept tears of joy. That's the night that I will seize the truth that lies within those panties. Yet woe was I, for once again the lace panty fingers... Still, that leaves only one thing unexplained. You referred to our witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Be my guest, Her Forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo, there's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location? How about... this? The evidence that shows why he lied is this. What? More panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Her Forehead? These are the last, honest. These were found in the trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't. Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So, these panties are your handiwork as well? That night, I had been hounded into the Maractus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went toward the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties. Apparently he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you dispose of the bloomers? Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne. A fascinating, if disturbing tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close, and I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Regardless of where we ended up today, some vital points were made, namely that the defendant, Waki Kataki, was at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing, Waki Kataki has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant Waki Kataki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming that there were no one else at the scene of the crime. Yet, a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and the prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well, this brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. Hey, Zelda. Welcome to the stream. Your mom and sister are hating on your cookies. Aww. Did you cook the cookies for too long? Well, you'll know next time, right, Mafia Babe? Don't cook the cookies for too long. And put that cookie down! Now! Well, I'll pose the question again, guys. Who is the real murderer of this case? Who could it be? What a train wreck that was. I'm glad we made it out of that trial alive. Really? I had fun. And Waki made it through the day, too. Everyone was too obsessed with panties to bother with the real case. But it was good publicity. Imagine the crowd at my show tonight. You should come, Polly. Yeah. It's not snack time. Nope. Definitely not. The amazing Mr. Hat will be making an appearance. Hi, folks. I'll be here all week. That's about enough of him. Hello? Ah, Miss Tiala. Thank you for today. The trial went well. Oh, right. No problem. Do you think Waki will be okay? Well, he's not guilty. Yet. Please, you have to help him. We're supposed to get married next month. Oh, congratulations. Gah, way to put the pressure on a guy. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Have a good stream. Oh, good night, Stars over Hyrule. I will see you hopefully tomorrow, with more The Sims and the Golden Suns. But yeah, take care, my friend. I'll see you later. Are you sure about marrying into the Kataki family? I'm fine with it, and I love Waki with all my heart. Aw, that's so sweet. So it doesn't bother you that you'll be, married to the mob? I don't think so. My parents are against it, of course. Say, where did you and Waki first meet anyway? Good question. This Tiala doesn't look like the type to have gangster connections. Oh, we met at my old job, actually. Ah, office romance. She's not very forthcoming with information about herself, is she? Did you know that the boss is trying to get out of the business? Really? Mr. Kataki wants to quit being a gangster? He's trying to transfer his assets into a normal company. He only announced it recently, out of the blue. I heard there's quite a lot of confusion in the ranks. I wonder if this explains that apron. I can't imagine Waki going along with that. He's highly motivated, isn't he? That's not the word I would have used. He said, I'll be the next big boss to keep the family alive. I think he's at that age when boys want to make a mark on the world. That's not the way I would have put it. His father moves in lots of circles. He's really focused on profits. The Kataki family's been making a killing recently. Again, not the way I would have put it. But Waki says it's not about the money. They have the gangster tradition to uphold. Oh, a generation gap. They've even got the ever-classic what about the family business thing going. Usually it's the father worried about tradition. Can I ask you a question about Waki? I understand that he was operated by the victim, Dr. Maractus. Apparently, yes. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my OP something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go and get another doctor to patch me up again. Yes, it sounded horrible. Waki has always been fond of fighting, I'm afraid. I'm not sure it qualifies as fighting when pistols are involved. Mr. Gavin was saying his life might be in danger, wasn't he? No, that can't be right. I'm sure he was just trying to scare us. It's scary to think that a surgeon might make a mistake. But it's even scarier when he tries to hide it. I'd like to know a little more about this operation. Maybe it's time to pay the Maractus Clinic a visit. I should be getting home now. Waki's in your hands, Mr. Justice. Right. Let's leave it to me. Apollo, I think you're only making her more nervous. Sorry, I'm new at this, okay? Tee-hee, it's alright. I believe in you. Let's say hello to Charlie again. It's Charlie, the houseplant. They've had it for years, apparently. That's Mr. Charlie to you. He's been here longer, after all. Right, sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Charlie. He was raised by a tribe of heathens. She's saying something to the plant as she waters it. Mr. Charlie forgives you, this time. Is there anything else I might do to please his high leafiness? Oh boy, you're sleeping. Oh, I'll see you tomorrow, Mafia babe. Have a good flippin' night, alright? Oh, I will see you tomorrow. Looks like Waki's out of for questioning. I really need to talk to him. I guess we'll come back later. Excuse me. Yes? The other suspect is all through with questioning, sir. The other... Ah, you mean the panty snatcher. Wesley Stickler. So you arrested him too? Alright, let's have a little chat with Mr. Stickler. Hope I don't regret this. He is a valuable witness. He is a bit precious, I'll give him that. Please keep this brief if you would. I'm quite busy. I need to finish this paper. Yerk, it's you! Mr. Stickler, we'd like to have a few words with you. Very well, as long as they're few. Nothing would make me happier, believe me. Mr. Stickler, on the night of the murder, you stole... Wait, I can't help but feel that I'm being misunderstood. How exactly? Yes, that night I obtained a pair of panties, it's true. However, it was my burning curiosity that drove me to do it. Nothing more. You wanted to know the trick to my panties, right? You're here too? Oh, great Trucy, teach me. Eh? I must know the secret of your panties. My very existence hangs in the balance. Please make me your apprentice. Apollo, help. I don't know. I think he'd make a great lovely assistant. Don't say that, Apollo. Could you relate what you saw on the night of the murder to us one more time? Why not, though it hardly differs from the testimony I gave in court. The defendant was there in the park that night, of this I'm quite certain. He was pointing a pistol, or something like that, at the victim. That's when I shouted, "Stop, you two! Let's resolve this like gentlemen!" And the next moment, a shot was fired. And this is all true? Really? My panties are gone, my innermost heart revealed. What further reasons could I possibly have to lie? I can't think of anything he'd want to hide more than panty snatching, true. It sounds like Waki was at the scene of the crime after all. How I wish it weren't so. Alright, let's present some things maybe. Fine, ignore my evidence, see if I care. Wonder if he's thinking, on second thought, let's not go there. Whoops. No. No. Just in case there's more. Let's just, see. So who do you guys think did it? For reals, feel free to answer. Who do you think is the murderer this time around? I will say this, we have seen everyone in this case so far. That's it! The mystery! The unanswerable riddle! Actually, they're just a normal pair of panties. What? How is that possible? It just takes practice, that's all. Then you must teach me. You must. To think, if I could produce a pencil, an eraser, a textbook, and a lunch, all from a pair of panties, my life would be complete. He's serious, isn't he? Guess that's it. Yeah. Alright. That's the end of that. Alright, later. Later, mister. Move. Let's go to the Kentucky mansion. Yipes, she's back. Hey, you two, over here. Us? Yo, little plum, what's up? I think all this gangsterese has a negative influence on Trucy. I heard you achieved my bloomers. Well, I was just doing... Bah, a man speaks clearly and takes credit where it's due. You caught the thief, didn't you? Yes, sorry, I caught him. You're cute when you're nervous, Polly. I'll deal with you later. But enough about bloomers. What about my son, Waki? What, Waki? Well, he's, clearly. Yes, ma'am. This is why I was kind of hoping we could avoid coming back here. Did you say Kentucky? Nope, the Kentucky family. Phoenix Wright said Kentucky, though. He's really everything you'd expect in a boss's son. I'm going to be a gangster, dude. Life doesn't have an appeal for that age, particularly for boys. What? Don't look at me like that. He was shot in a turf war about half a year ago. Yes, we heard the story from Waki, but he didn't tell you the whole story. You know, even if he had a pistol then, he couldn't have shot anyone. What? He acts like he's hard, but he couldn't shoot at someone to save his life. I should know. I'm his mom. Her words do have a certain weight to them. Hopefully when this is all taken care of, he and the boss can sort out their differences. The boss? You mean Waki's father? They didn't seem to be on the best terms, did they? It's true. One of our pistols is missing. So the murder weapon was from this mansion. It kind of figured, given the difficulty of obtaining a gun these days. None of the rank and file have access. Only the boss, myself, and Waki could have taken it. I see. I'm sure the cops will continue tromping all over the mansion because of this case. Maybe this is a sign that it's time for a change. Wahahahahaha. She doesn't seem too concerned, at least. Yeah, Waki's fiancé. They're getting married next month, correct? Suppose she's been staying over lately. You don't look too happy about that, Little Plum. How'd you guess? Even I could tell that. Could you tell us more about her? Waki brought her home one day. Says she wants to tie the knot. I can see why. She's so pretty. Oh, she's pretty enough, but you know. Nah, it's probably just me being suspicious. Stay in the business too long, and you start to only see darkness in people. You get a nose for it. A nose for people, a nose for trouble. I wonder what the problem is. It's like a gangster's only version of female intuition. The boss may act tough, but that boy means the world to him. But Waki seems, well... It seems like he's against his father's position. It's to be expected. We're in for a bit of a transition right now. And to cut our ties to the shadier side of the street and do more on the up and up. Waki isn't too enthusiastic about the change, it's true. But why the change? Is that gangster thing just not paying the bills? It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is. I see. Something must be up. He'll see things the way the boss sees them someday. About these. Hey, my bloomers. Thanks for that. I owe you one. I thought you might like them back, so... oh no, why don't you keep them as a souvenir? Oh no, I couldn't, really. Thanks for the offer, but I could use those in my Magic Panties act. I'll pull shivs and pieces of Godfathers out of them. Pieces and Godfathers out of them. Great, now your props are going from bland to dangerous. Sorry kid, I got no idea what you're talking about. So this pistol belongs to the Kataki family, is that correct? It's one of the pieces we keep around. That is, we used to keep around. They're all gone now. Oh? Police came yesterday and took everything. Everything but my broom. Don't you think you should have given them that too? You kidding? Can't clean up very well without a broom. Well, there you have it. Can you tell me if this knife belongs to Waki? Oh, that's his knife, all right. Bought it for him for his birthday. Wow, that's a pretty hardcore present. I remember him falling asleep with it clutched in his arms. Oh, I know the feeling. I'll bet he was as happy as I was with my plastic spaghetti. Just checking. Just checking things, don't mind me. Whoops. This is the mirror we found. From the hit and run, huh? It's funny how it all ties together like this. Chase after a hit and run and end up Waki's attorney. Of course, you'll find the real killer soon, won't you? Yo, I'm an attorney. No, you don't care? Fine. Should I examine the paint again, maybe? Whoops. Several colors of paint have been splashed across the gate. Most of it's pretty dry, too. This is going to be one heck of a cleanup job. What about the trash? This trash can. This is where we found the mirror. Come to think of it, wasn't there something else in here? Something near the bottom. Look at the paint on these. That means these must have ended up here and here after Mr. Wright's accident. Maybe they're connected. Let's pick them up. We got the slippers. Looks like that old lady's at it again. Look, I told you yesterday the park's off limits. And I told you yesterday this is how I go home. Okay, you want me to go around? How about giving me $5 like yesterday? The con artist strikes again. Shockingly, this lady is not Miss Oldbag. Believe it or not. Is Miss Oldbag even alive at this point? Who knows? Looks like no one is here. Blue plastic tarps cover the ground around the stand. They were apparently put here to preserve the crime scene. Okay. I'm out of here. Whoops. No, no, no. I would like to leave, please. You're playing Minecraft? How goes your Minecrafts today, Zelda? Hey, it's Mr. Eldoon. Oh, Mr. Eldoon! What's wrong? So, you found my stand? That's why I'm here, to thank you. Ah, but now it's a crime scene and they won't let me have it back. That's also why I'm here. I got no other place to go. Ah, I see. How can a noodle stand be a crime scene? That's what I don't get, Juicy Doll. Even in death, he's after my neck, I tell ya. Bah! Can't even cook an honest noodle. He? Even in death? You don't mean the victim, Dr. Maractus? I tell ya, it's enough to drive a man to make his soup even saltier. Remind me never to eat his noodles when he's in a bad mood. At Stand, for generations it served up the very best noodles us Eldoons could make. A tradition of noodles and salty broth. It's more than a stand, it's history, I tell you. Watch what you say or it might come true. Terrible at parkour in Minecraft? Oh no. Yeah, parkour can be tough in the Minecrafts. Or anywheres. That's a great story, Mr. Eldoon. A single stand passed down from generation to generation. Of course, to be honest, I didn't plan on doing it. That's right. You said something about that. About you rebelling against your pops, wasn't it? Good memory, Juicy Doll. I was a go-getter back in my day. Until my friend next door butted in. In the end, I was left with nothing but this dusty old stand to earn my fortune. Mr. Eldoon, I don't mean to pry, but what exactly did you do before you became a chef? Bah, that old noodle's a lie, that's what I say. Trying to get an idea of what he did anyway. He stole my dreams and left me with nothing but noodles. And now I don't even have that. Mr. Eldoon, if I might ask, what exactly happened between you and the Maractus clinic? I couldn't help but sense enmity there. Enmity? I hate him. Hated. Him acting like he smells like roses when he's rolling in mud. Excuse me? He's the only doctor at that clinic, you know. Pretty impressive, eh? I'll tell you the secret to his success. The mob. You mean the Kitaki family? They're always having one of them turf wars or whatnot. Always an injury or two that needs fixing, and Maractus saw that chance for some business. We started giving the Kitaki family a good deal. A deal? Every fifth operation for free. He stole the idea from my pops. One free bowl of noodles a week, he used to say. Can a doctor just decide to do that? What about the insurance companies? Yeah, can a doctor do that? Oh, no doubt it's illegal, but it got him in good with the family. Well, it's illegal. Pretty soon he was getting all the business in town, leaving me here in the dark, up to my neck in soupy noodles. I think I figured out Mr. Eldoon's former occupation. Can hurt to ask, Apollo. Mr. Eldoon, or should I say, Dr. Eldoon? Figured it out, did ya? That's right, I was a doctor, a surgeon until the year before last. So, that Mr. Maractus was your rival? You like those onions they put in the soup broth? Yeah, kind of. You take a spoon, you drink some broth, those onions will find their way in there. For people who like them, why, that's just fine. For people who hate them, I hate onions. Hate them! Always sneaking in from the side, getting in the way of a good tasting spoonful. Well, that's what he was, an onion. Onion boy, that's what I called him. So, you weren't exactly friends? Ah, me and pal Maractus. Ever since preschool, we were getting in each other's face. No matter what I did, sure enough, he'd come following along. Then he'd do it better than me, just blow right past without much as a howdy. I see. That's right, I was a surgeon long before he was, you know. Then that no-good onion boy comes along. Well, Juicy, looks like we found ourselves a new suspect. Don't say that. Thanks to him, I was forced to trade in my scalpel for a ladle. Sorry, pal, didn't mean to weigh you down with an old man's ramblings. No, it's fine. By way of apology, ever get yourself in a spot of trouble, you drop by. Huh? You're investigating Maractus, aren't you? Yes? Well, you want to know about a doctor? Yes, a doctor. That's all I'm saying. You just think of me if you need something, Juicy Doll. Right. Thanks, Mr. Eldoon. I guess the time spent listening to him complain wasn't entirely wasted. What about, I have this. Sorry, Sonny boy. My interest is for the stand and precious little else. Get cracking on this case. Give me back my stand. I'm really begging ya. Well, we've got to check out this clinic, that's for sure. Yeah, but what about the guard? No harm in asking. Excuse me. Hey, it's you two from yesterday. That's the same officer that was standing out by the park yesterday. Business is over in the park, isn't it? The clinic's off limits, not involved. But, what part of off limits do you not understand? Show me proof that the clinic is connected to the incident in the park or beat it. No harm in asking, no gain either. No point in sticking around here, I guess. So, examine. The front entrance to the Merectus Clinic. The walls and posts are so highly polished I can see my face in them. Wait, my hairdo's a little flat. There. Perfect. Maybe I speak to the cop. Police car is parked in the front of the Merectus Clinic. It's empty. Police must be inside investigating. I don't think there's anything more in here. Look, it's a folding ladder. Polly, that's called a step ladder. Come on. Step ladder? How is that different from a regular ladder then? It's more complex piece of machinery. Alright, it's the same thing. Same conversation. Alright, there's no need to go in this place anymore. So, let's GTFO. Is there anyone in the park yet? Nope, not yet. Maybe someone is in the Write Anything Agency? Or the Hickville Clinic? Oh no, I'm stuck again, guys. This is one of them confusing cases. Everything that Penny Snatcher said was true. It doesn't put Waki in a very good position, does it? He was at the scene of the crime. That's pretty clear. There's got to be a different angle on this. Well, let's get investigating. No time like the present. So, any leads? One moment. Shazam! Alakazam! Whoa, evidence keeps flying out of nowhere. Ta-da! That's all. Neat, huh? Yeah, real neat. Well, that's all of that. Time to examine everything. Press the gate by fitting the Kitaki Mansion. Look at the nameplate, Kitaki. That's so cool. Short and blunt, like a good gangster. Oh, let's change our name. How about Wah? Maybe that's too short and blunt. What do you think? No comment. Colorful dragon turns its baleful gaze in my direction. Ben and all Hope you enter here. Don't worry, Mr. Dragon. Me and Hope haven't been on speaking terms for a while. Poor Apollo. Guess we could examine everything in People Park, huh? Poor Mr. Eldoon. His stand's been standing here since this whole thing started. It almost looks like home here in the park now. I think it should be made into a playhouse for children. I think its owner would disagree. A mannequin put in place of the body. I think I've seen him by the police station. The way he's forced to look at the ground now, day in and day out, it's kind of sad. A trash can sits next to the path here. And I guess now we know it was Mr. Stickler who hid little Plum's bloomers in here, huh? That's right, Juicy. And what is a web of lies grew from one little act. I can still remember that moment. You brandished those bloomers on high and shouted objection. Here's what I want you to do, Juicy. Take that memory gently and lock it away deep in your heart and never speak of it. A knife is sticking straight into the ground. Remember what Wesley Stickler said in the trial today? Rocky was very likely pointing this at the victim. Like he wanted to kill him. Yeah, that's the problem. Benches line the river running through the park. Ah, little urban oasis. I bet children come here to splash around in the water. That river's a little deep for splashing and a little dirty. Well, they could listen to the water and pretend they were playing. Alright. Nothing here. I'm pretty sure I showed everything to her. Guess I could show everything to him. I showed this already. When to bring in my stand home, I'm ready. Can't you see I'm ready? I guess. Until that stand is back home, the case is not closed. You hear me? I think I'll avoid talking about his stand in the future. Just give me a second, lads. Give me a second. That's one of my bowls. See the Mr. Salty mark? That's got a Veldoon's noodles. Yeah, I think we saw this dialogue too. Yes, sir. Maybe I need to go to the jail again. That's an idea. Plot? Hey, there's the plot. We found it. We found the plot again. I was hoping to meet with my client. Walkie-Kataki's just finished questioning. I'll bring him out. Great. Finally. We can talk with our client. Yo, sup, my little imposter? Eek! Where did you call me? Dazam, it's you? Sorry, G. Thought you were Alita. My little imposter sure is a strange nickname. It's a clink thing. You wouldn't understand. Did I say imposter? I meant poster. Like poster girl? You're going to drop part of that. Why not drop poster and just call her girl? Cause she's so much more than that, G. She's like an angel. A fallen angel. So, what can I do you for? You don't look so chipper today, Walkie. What about your, heart condition, maybe? That was the wackiest thing of all those G's lining up to take eye exams and all that. Better to die young than to fade away. Bizoy! A relief to hear. Eh? What's a relief? Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. But man, I ain't trying to hear that. A man fights to protect what's valuable to him, you know what I'm saying? I miss my fallen angel. Hey, you go get Alita for me. You're my lawyer, aren't you? Lawyer, not gopher. So I heard you're to be married next month. Straight up, he poured the nuptial 40 out of the stoop. Alita, oh, snapple cakes. She's so fine. I think he's smitten with her in his own weird way. I was wondering, how did you two meet? I asked Tiala, but she was very vague. Huh? Well, man, if she wouldn't tell you, I best hold my tongue, you feel me? What? Man, what's past is past, she knows that. When I'm with Alita, I feel like there's things worth protecting out there, you feel me? And my Alita, she's down with that all the way. So both of them are mum about their past. Huh. Do you think you could tell us what happened with you at Pal Maractus? There's something you should know. We Katakis are having what you might call a feud with the Rivals family. It's about 6 months back. I go into Rivals turf packing a knife, right? And you were shot? Coolest thing I ever seen. One shot to the heart, but my homies weren't too late. It's a miracle that I lived. It's already considered one of the 7 wonders of the Kataki family, you know? So, you were taken to the Maractus clinic then? You should have seen their faces when they wheeled me in. You can't just let the boss's son die, you know? Hate to have been in the doctor's shoes. Richard Kataki's scary enough when he's not angry. But the bullet that hit you, it was never removed? And it's still threatening his life. That doctor, he did it on purpose. The Rivals paid him off, I'm sure of it. Need to hear more about the night of the murder, that much is clear. Life in the family is a G thing. It's about being a man. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm not up on my G things. I'm not even sure what a G thing is. But my old man, he's gone soft. He says the old rival gang days are over. He just wants to make money. Isn't that a good thing? Man, there ain't no soul in making money. Better to live fast and die young. Faux shizzle. Wait till I run the yard, then everyone'll know what time it is. That's right, OG time all the time. Represent. Apollo, why does he keep talking about old guys? I don't think that's what OG means, Chusey. Alright, let's continue with presenting things. Alita, man, Alita. About these weapons, the pistol and the knife. They belong to the family. I snuck them out that night. So, the killer Mr. Stickler said he saw that night was... Guess it was me. I was there after all. Gak, we're finished. Yo, Waki, do you think you could tell us exactly what happened that night? You don't beat around the bush, do you? I like your style, shorty. Yeah, whatever. Actually, there's a question I've been wanting to ask you for a while now. That is, did you do it? Did you shoot him? I don't know. The day of this checkup, when I found out about the bullet in by my heart, I borrowed a gun from the family stash. Figured I'd give that doctor a taste of his own bad medicine. Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. But you were carrying a knife, weren't you? Oh, that? Yeah, well, never can be too careful, I say. So I'm on my way to the clinic, right? When I run into him in the park, and he's dragging this noodle stand behind him. Wait, didn't it put him up to that? Like, you know, in the movies? If you value your life, you'll bring the stand. Shorty, you're more whack than I am, and that's saying something. But I was serious. The thing is, I don't remember what happened next all too well. You don't remember? But the way I see it, if there wasn't anyone else there that night, then I guess it probably was me who did him in, you know what I'm saying? Psst. Let's just, quickly turn in everything else. Was it you that did the fingerprint powder? Was it you that did the cell phone? And stole the panties? No, that wouldn't make sense. Did you do the car thing? Alright, I guess that's all we can do. Whoops. Let's get out of here. And let's continue to find the next big plot point. It is not right here. Let's try... Nope, not all dunes. It might be in the Kataki mansion. Or rather, the park. Nope, it's right here. Look at that crowd over by the park. Probably people trying to get a glimpse of the crime scene. But why are those girls screaming? I think I just heard one say, "Oh my god, it's him!" Wait, that motorcycle. Ah, if it isn't her forehead. Prosecutor Gavin. Some fans found me on my way out. Just my luck. Oh my god, it's so cool! Thus the screams. New album just came out, you know. Try waving to them. They do love it. Oh, it's so cute! They are so excited. Doesn't matter who waves to them, see? This is surreal. So you were here investigating? And I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost. Your hog? My motorcycle won't start. A clogged exhaust pipe. Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break just from that. Ah, it's my fault. I think I was using the wrong oil. Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. Ah, machines, tell me you share my angst here, forehead. I ride a bicycle, actually. Ah, in any event, I'm off to go. I'm off to the shop to get her fixed. The detective in charge of the scene isn't fond of me in any case. The detective? You mean the one in the lab coat? Yeah, she's in a foul mood, too. Be gentle. Auf Wiedersehen, baby. Oh my god, there he goes! This guy. And the forecast for the park today? Gloomy skies. Well, nothing to do but head on in. Let's hit the park, Apollo. Huh? Does something about this scene look different to you? The blue tarps are gone. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I think you're right. Look over there. The white frock detective from yesterday. She seems to be apologizing reverently to the trash can. She's under a lot of stress. The investigation's probably not going so well. Hey, you there. If you're going to talk about someone behind their back, do it more quietly, please. Oh, it's Detective Skye. Hello. You seem as gloomy as ever. This is miserable. Miserable. I just got a new kit and I can't get the stuff to work. Everyone's all smiles for that Glimmerous fop. Glimmerous? Does she mean Prosecutor Gavin? More to the point, doesn't she mean glamorous? When he walks his shiny chains catch the sun and glimmer in my eyes. It's distracting. Speaking of distracting, I guess I just have to accept the fact that I lack talent. Sounds like she's trying not to out some sort of new forensics technique. Hi. Detective Skye, you know Mr. Wright, correct? How did you know my daddy? I want details. Well, he helped me out a long time ago. You might say he saved me. Wasn't she saying something about getting involved in an incident? I can't stand it when things are vague, especially in the case. Went to study to become a forensic scientist in Europe. But, you're a detective now? Well, I failed the test. But, you know, rank and title don't matter. What matters is what's inside your heart. I always thought that too, and my heart is full of science. That's why I bought this kit through mail order. And I'm going to test it here before the forensic team arrives. You sure that's okay? I won't lie, I'm not fond of the man. Those glamorous types always rub me the wrong way. Glamorous, right? A prosecutor should be cool of wit and furrowed of brow. Less glimmerous and more simmerous, you know? No, actually, I don't. Well, that and what happened 7 years ago. Prosecutor Gavin was the one who stripped Mr. Wright of his attorney's badge. What? Really? He was the one? You mean you didn't know? I thought you were the one of his boys. I'm neither a boy nor one of his. But let's see what she has to say. What exactly happened 7 years ago? Never actually heard the details. Then investigate. It's better you learned it for yourself anyway. So, Clavier Gavin was the one that took the badge away. Well, well, well. Do you mind me asking exactly what it is you've been doing? Squatting down on the ground like that? Oh, you want to know? Do you? Well, I splurged on a new toy. You splurged. You mean it wasn't police issue? What is it? I see a roller and glue. This is a footprint analysis kit. Footprint? It was raining on the night of the murder, which means that footprints were left. Oh, does that have anything to do with those blue tarps? Right, the ground was muddy, so I had to protect it as it was that night. Ever wanted to know exactly where someone was standing? Like your panty-snatching student witness, for instance? So with that kit, right? What? Want to try this stuff out? Huh? Are you sure? I mean, we're sort of on opposing teams and all. Oh, pshaw, you're friends. And to tell the truth, I'm not so good at doing this. Guess I'm a little clumsy. I could use your help. Oh, I'm good at stuff like this. I used to make magic bunnies out of paper mache. Footprint analysis, huh? Should I give it a go? Yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, I'll give it a go. That's the spirit. Right, allow me to explain. Ahem, one moment. She's reading the instructions for her kit. Why does this not fill me with confidence? First, we have to pick the footprint, or in this case, shoe print we want to analyze. I've taken the liberty of marking all the shoe prints in the park. Well, which shoe print would we start with? We're going to verify the defendant's account. Here's the place to start. Shoe prints prepare to be examined. Oh, this is so exciting! Right, here goes. First, pour the plaster into the print until it's full. You try it. How am I supposed to do that? Just press A where you want to pour the plaster. Like this. That doesn't look too hard. If you run out of plaster in your beaker before you're done, you have to start over. New minigame, guys. Not bad. You're handier with that than you look. What's that supposed to mean? And to the next step. Dry the plaster until it turns white, right? Just press A to blast it with that dryer. There, give it a shot. Yay! 3DS or just normal DS gimmicks, guys. Yay! This is fun though. I enjoy. I like. Looks like it's hardened nicely. Let's take a look. Yes, that's a good one. Next, the ink. Ready for the next step? Use the roller to ink just the shoe print part. Hold on to that roller tight now with A and roll it up and down. Keep going until you get enough ink on there for a good print. Right, now the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's take our print. Ready? Here goes. Let's see if we get a match. Alright, no. Yes. Definitely yes for this one. Huzzah! So the shoe prints belong to Wakikataki after all. He was in the park on the night of the crime. Wow, I can almost see the science at work. Don't you love it? Nothing feels better. She's definitely way more into this than I am. Just let me know if you want to do some more. I'll be here, solving the case with science. Well, it certainly brightens her mood. Brightened her mood. Alright, I'm gonna do one more, and then we're going to do, the thing where I end the stream. You can do the last one next time. Look at that. It spilled over. See? It spilled over. It can't spill over. Or it's ruined. Okay, let's take out the mold. Yes, that's a good one. Next, the ink. There we go, look at that. Very nice. Right, now the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's take our print. Here, already, here goes. Let's see if we can get a match. I think I saw that print earlier. Yes. Unnecessary fiddly mechanics. They were pretty fun though, back in the day. So these shoe prints belong to Wesley Stickler. This confirms his testimony, the final version of it at least. Now we know where the panty snatcher was standing. You know what, screw it. Let's see who the last one belongs to. Yes, I am appreciating it. It is quite fun. Okay, looking good, and dry the plaster. This is somewhat necessary. I'm sure that this happens in real life. And if not, then it should. Yes, that's a good one. Next, the ink. Right, now the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's take our print. Ready? Here goes! Leaf. Huh? That's a funny shoe print. Is that even a shoe? It's strange. So smooth. Except for the part with the leaf. I can't say without even looking at this print doesn't match any print on our list. A mystery print. A mystery print, guys. Can I check something, by the way? Aha! The bottom is covered with paint. Huh? What's this weird shape here? Looks like a leaf was stuck to the bottom when the wearer stepped in some yellow paint. So the outline was left with when the leaf was removed. Ah, I got paint on my hand. Apollo, I saw you trying to wipe your hand on my cape. Well, well, well. Alright, I'm gonna do this real quick. They say the Merectus Clinic. Hey, what? The slipper. Look right here. I think I see a toe mark. A toe mark? You think we can get a print off of that? Sure. Toes have prints just like fingers do, you know. This clue might be a gold mine. Oh, there's one problem. The police station doesn't keep a record of toe prints, so we won't know whose it is. I guess that would be too much to hope for. Still, it might be useful somehow. Let's analyze it. There it is. I wonder, could this be a print? Why would there be a finger? Oh, you mean a toe print. Good call, Apollo. We can analyze it just like a regular print. It could be a vital piece of evidence. Oh, we can do it. Okay. Achoo! Hey, it worked. It looks like a big toe, maybe. Oh, I feel like the case is solved already. What was next? We have to match the print, right? Right, let's match it. Wait, the detective didn't give us a list of toe prints, Apollo. Oh, good point. We should ask her. Get some expert advice. I guess so. I'm not sure she really qualifies as an expert. Alright. We'll do it later, though. I think we're gonna end it here, guys. And tomorrow, we will play Golden Sun. And then the next day, we will solve this case. But yep, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this weird case. There'll be more tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye!